From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for February 3rd, 2026, and these are the stories we are covering at this hour. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton agreed late Monday to testify in a House investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, but the Republican leading the probe said an agreement had not yet been finalized. Representative James Comer, the chair of the House Oversight Committee, continued to press for criminal contempt of Congress charges against both Clintons Monday evening for defying a congressional subpoena when attorneys for the Clintons emailed staff for the oversight panel saying the pair would accept Comer's demands and will appear for depositions on mutually agreeable dates. The attorneys requested that Comer, a Kentucky Republican, agree not to move forward with the contempt proceedings. Comer, however, said he was not immediately dropping the charges, which would carry the threat of a substantial fine and even an incarceration if passed by the House and successfully prosecuted by the Department of Justice. Turning to other news, a Northern Arizona University student found dead at a fraternity house drank a large amount of vodka during an initiation event, and some partygoers suspected he may have had alcohol poisoning, according to court documents released Monday. Witnesses told police that some people looked up the symptoms of alcohol poisoning online after hearing the 18-year-old snoring loudly around 3 a.m. Saturday and readjusted his sleeping position and checked his pulse and breathing. The documents said, but about 6 hours later, the student was found unresponsive. Police said in the documents laying out the reasons 3 members of the fraternity were arrested. People at the Delta Tau Delta house performed CPR on him, and the student wasn't breathing when officers arrived. Police said on Saturday officers continued life-saving measures until paramedics arrived, but the student, whose name hasn't been released, died at the scene, police said. In other news, a federal judge on Monday blocked the end of protections that have allowed roughly 350,000 Haitians to live in the United States, dealing President Donald Trump's immigration agenda another legal, though perhaps temporary, setback. U.S. District Judge Anna Rice in Washington granted a request to pause the termination of temporary protected status for Haitians while a lawsuit challenging it proceeds. The termination, which was set for Tuesday, shall be null, void, and of no legal effect, she wrote. We can breathe for a little bit, said Rose Tamar Joseph, the operations director of the Haitian Support Center in Springfield, Ohio. Rice said in an 83-page opinion that plaintiffs were likely to prevail on the merits of the case and that she found it substantially likely that Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem preordained her termination decision because of hostility to non-white immigrants. Earlier Monday, 24 faith leaders and hundreds of congregants in Springfield sang and prayed together in support of Haitian migrants who feared their protected status could end this week. They were hopeful that the federal judge might intervene. Uncertainty over TPS has deepened worries for the city's already embattled Haitian community. Turning to Pennsylvania news, some York County residents will get to choose their state representative twice this spring, sort of. That's because the state will hold a special election on May 19th, the date of the primary election for Pennsylvania House of Representatives District 196, which Republican Seth Grove held since 2008. Grove resigned last week amid conflict of interest complaints over his new job with a trade group. House Speaker Joanna McClinton, the Democrat from Philadelphia and Delaware County, ordered the election. Pennsylvania holds special elections to fill the remainder of unexpired terms when a lawmaker resigns or leaves office. Grove's term expires November 30th of this year, and voters will need to choose someone to finish it, as well as candidates to run in the general election. Holding the special election during an already scheduled election saves money because it won't require staffing a standalone election. Last legislative session, special elections cost the state at least $1 million, an analysis from Spotlight PA found. However, the arrangement could confuse voters or even lead to drastically different results. In a special election, state party committees pick candidates rather than hold a primary. The winner serves only the remainder of an unexpired term. Unlike primary elections, voters do not need to be affiliated with a party to vote in a special election. And that's the news for this hour. If you are watching our news videos on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The Pennsylvania Equality Project is conducting its housing survey for 2026. Details available on their website at paequality.com. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.